Hi, my name is Diana Highbloom. I am a single parent. I substitute teach every day. 2 days a week I work at Barnes & Noble as a bookseller in the teens and children's department, and I do part-time work for a commercial realtor a couple towns over. Teaching job, I have been doing it for several years, so I'm at the top of my pay scale, which is $120 a day. I have no benefits though, and I'm hired on a per diem basis, but I work every single day of the school year. I am requested a lot because I'm an emergency substitute, which means I could teach any subject at any grade level on any given day. At Barnes & Noble, I just got a raise. Woo! I got a quarter raise. I make $8.50 an hour now. I work Mondays and Tuesday nights from 5 till 10:30 or 11. On my feet the whole time. It's really an easy job in some ways, but really challenging physically to be standing for that long. And I work for a commercial realtor on an as-needed basis. I do projects for him. I worked for him many years ago when I was younger, and when he pays me $25 an hour, but he 1099s me at the end of the year. So I have to pay taxes on that.
Diana's day begins early in the morning and ends late at night when she gets off of work. But even when she gets home, she still has some work to do.
Pretty much I get up at 5:45 every morning. I have 2 dogs that I have to walk that are old. I have to be at work usually by 7 o'clock in the morning. I have to check in. I'm done between 2:20 and 2:40 depending on what school I'm working at. I usually run home, walk my dogs. I have to be at Barnes & Noble by 5 o'clock on Mondays and Tuesdays. Usually Wednesdays I go into the realtor's office. I'm usually there between 3:30 and 4, and I work sometimes for a couple hours and sometimes later. It depends. And a lot of times I'll bring work home with me, so I usually only go in there 1 or 2 days a week. But they're long days. I mean, it's exhausting. I don't get a lot of free time. When I do have downtime, I do things like catch up with my laundry, clean my house, give my dogs a bath, do paperwork. But I've learned that since I do have a limited amount of time, that I need to also enjoy myself. So I try to spend time with my children if I can see them. I try to make plans with my friends, go to the movies or go someplace casual to dine. But I don't go out a lot.
Working 3 part-time jobs and being able to manage them and support her children puts a lot of stress on Diana, but she feels that's her responsibility as being a single parent. Getting back into the work environment was hard after being a stay-at-home mom for many years and going through a rough divorce.
I was a stay-at-home mom many years, and I was really blessed, and I don't regret any day that I stayed home with my kids and did that. But it's hard getting back into the work world. Initially, I started substitute teaching just to put a little icing on our cake as a couple, and then I went through a divorce, and I all of a sudden needed to make the cake. And teaching jobs are really hard to come by with the school budgets the way they are anymore. I would be higher up on the pay scale, so they would never hire me as a full-time teacher. I've dealt with stuff where I've looked for full-time jobs, and there's definitely some age discrimination that goes on. And it's really challenging. I wish I had one job that paid me what I feel I deserve, that maybe gives me some benefits, but they're very hard to come by.
Children with parents working low-paying jobs often resort to illegal activities to support themselves because they feel like their parents can't.
There's a couple different ways I look at that. I feel like I don't want my kids to have to work. I mean, there's plenty of time in life when you're older, when you graduate from college, where you're going to have to work to earn a living. So I really kind of want them to focus on school and whatever. I feel like that's their job right now. So I don't want them to have to feel like they have to earn money to take care of themselves. I know with low-income families, that sometimes kids resort to crime because they don't have things in their households that they need. Their parents don't provide them with enough food, and they don't have like basic things that they want to get, so they often resort to criminal activity. I teach at a detention center in the summer. I teach chemistry, and a lot of inner city kids are in there for that reason, because they resort to a life of crime because their parents are in this low socioeconomic level. Their parents are working, if they're working at all, They're working at minimum wage jobs, and it's a struggle to live on that and support a family. There's really a high divorce rate anymore. A lot of families are single parent families. I know a lot of dads that are single parent families that are raising their kids. So, you know, it goes both ways. I just find that men typically make a higher income than women. I know that my daughter right now is working in a job. She was hired the same time as a boy who just graduated from college too, and he's making $10 an hour more than she is. You know, so there is some discrimination as far as, you know, salary goes still. But I just think it's challenging whenever you're trying to provide for your children. And I think that it's hard when you have to doing multiple jobs. You know, it doesn't feel really good because, you know, I know that I'm a valuable employee. I come with a gigantic skill set. I'm really knowledgeable about a lot of different things. So it doesn't feel really good that no one wants to employ me full time because they don't want to pay for my health insurance and they don't want to give me benefits. It doesn't feel really good. So it's troubling. I mean, I think that anymore a lot of people are going to have to become entrepreneurs and start their own businesses and pay their own way, or they're going to have multiple jobs like I do to make ends meet, because it's kind of the way the employers are behaving anymore. You know, being a single parent to me just means that you really need to try to make your kids feel really secure. You know, I try to tell my kids that no matter what, they can come to me for anything, you know, whether it's money or something else that they need. I never want them to feel that I can't help them. That's why I work multiple jobs, so I can live a lifestyle where I feel comfortable and I can give them the things that they need. I think that single parenting comes with its challenges, but I think that there's a lot of people doing it besides me. I meet people in the same boat that I'm in all the time. I mean, at Barnes & Noble, there's a lot of people that are single parents that work there, but there are a lot of also people that are couples that, you know, where they have kids in college or they have someone who's getting married. And, you know, these are all really highly educated people. A lot of people have their master's degrees and they're working a part-time job just because they need extra income.